Welcome back. I've got a Blu-ray and DVD update, a pretty significant one. Been a few weeks, and I went nuts on the Hamilton sale. I think the Hamilton book sale last month was just tremendous. I picked up like 20 Blu-rays and DVDs, so let me go through that. As far as news, a couple of things that look interesting. The April Vinegar Syndrome bundle, horror bundle, looks outstanding. Three films I've never seen before, all kind of in my comfort zone with the 70s grindhouse type stuff. One is Terror, which is a 70s British horror film I've never seen. The other is Blood Hook, which is a 1986 slasher comedy. And then Blue Vengeance. So that looks like an outstanding bundle. Now in May, Arrow is going to release The Last House on the Left, and anything that Arrow does with their treatment, that's got to be a must own. I can't wait for that. The House That Dripped Blood from Amicus is going to get a Blu-ray treatment. Shout Factory's picked up of Unknown Origin from 1983, which I think has been out of print a long time. Other editions of that, so that's welcome news. And then I can't believe that Criterion hasn't released this up until now, but we're finally going to get a Blu-ray of Midnight Cowboy, the classic film from Dustin Hoffman and Jon Voight. Kino's releasing The Reincarnation of Peter Proud, which is a 70s film that I grew up with. And then the last item on the list is Shout has picked up Night of the Lepus, which is probably the preeminent killer bunny movie of all time. Yeah, back in the mid-70s, there was just every Animal Run Amok movie you can think of came out. They finally got around to killer bunnies. I saw Night of the Lepus at the drive-in. It was fantastic. Great movie. Can't wait for that. Final item is 1980's The Martian Chronicles is going to get a release from Kino. So that's the news. Let me run down kind of what I've purchased so far in the last few weeks. Alright, let me go through what I purchased over the last few weeks. Starting up with this beauty. This is Sinbad, the Indicator box set. This is just a gorgeous set. I'm probably the last one on YouTube to get this thing, but I'm glad to have it. Got all the 3 key films. Seventh Voyage of Sinbad, Golden Voyage of Sinbad, and Sinbad and the Eye of the Tiger, which I saw this in the theaters actually when it first came out. Great stuff. Take a look here at the... And then you got the booklet. Looks pretty extensive. Yeah, that's probably 60, 70 pages. But yeah, there's... So that's the Sinbad box set. Okay, next up is... I just went nuts on the Hamilton books. And this was one of the ones for sale, really, really cheap. I passed it up when it first came out just because of the cost, but... these aren't very good movies, but because it's Vinegar Syndrome, I decided to pick it up. Here's Hellbent. I mean, it's got some special features. Vinegar Syndrome always does a great job with these. Commentary track with the director. I love commentary tracks. I love commentary tracks almost as much as the movie themselves. Next up is Madhouse. This is another... I've never seen it, but I've heard mixed things about it. It's kind of a slasher ghost story. I mean, it's an Arrow release, so you can't really go wrong with that. brand new 2K restoration. It's got a commentary track with The Hysteria Continues, which I enjoy listening to those guys. I think, yeah, it's a Blu-ray DVD combo pack, and it's got a booklet. Here's one that I picked up from eBay for 28 bucks. This is out of print. This was the old Shout Factory. Deadly Eyes, some rat exploitation. Finally found, it's going for outrageous money, but finally managed to pick it up. Got this for $7, and that is The Hunter from the Future. This, you can pick this up from Amazon, pretty cheap, under $10. It's got an audio commentary track. Next up is The Jigsaw Murders. This is a Code Red. I've never seen this film. Code Red release. It looks like, other than the scan, HD scan, you can also watch it in Katarina movie theater mode, and it's got a trailer. That's pretty much it. Another Arrow release. Wolf Guy. And this one has... Actually, it doesn't have a whole lot in terms of special features. It's got an interview with Sonny Chiba and a trailer. Let's see. And it does have a booklet. Blu-ray DVD combo. There's my Creature from the Black Lagoon. Let's see. I've got a copy of The Undertaker here. Now, this is an extra copy I have that's sealed. If anybody is interested in making a trade with me, I'd be open to it. Just drop me a comment below. We can talk about it. Here's another one from Hamilton Books. I got it at a pretty decent price point. It's not a good movie, but what can you do? The collector, the obsessive collector in me had to eventually pick it up. This also has a commentary track with the director. This is a Kino release of Buster Keaton's short films. I picked this up for under $10 off Hamilton Books. And it has 3 discs and about 20 different special shorts of Buster Keaton. Looks like it's a loaded release. If anybody's into the Buster Keaton comedies, this is a really nice price point. It's got a little booklet. And you've got short films from 1920 to 1923 in 3 discs. It looks like it's a flipper case deal. So yeah, that's that. Alright, Dustin Hoffman and Little Big Man. This is another Hamilton Books purchase for, I want to say I paid $5 for it. No special features. Now here's a classic 70s horror film made for TV by Dan Curtis. It's one of my favorites. I think this is must viewing. The last 20 minutes of this film is downright eerie. I mean, it really is. Makes your skin crawl. It makes my skin crawl. Karen Black, Oliver Reed, Burgess Meredith. Great cast. Audio commentary track. Nice Kino release. It's got 2 audio commentary tracks, including one by the film historian Richard Smith. Here's a one I haven't seen. I finally picked it up and watched it. That's Hobo with a Shotgun. Now this I wasn't really expecting. I've heard a lot of great things about Hobo with a Shotgun, and Rutger Hauer is fantastic in this. I expected more of a black comedy along the lines of Tucker, Dale, and Evil, but really what this is just a all-out gore fest. There is some comedy in it, but it's not to the extent that I was expecting. But I enjoyed it, and this release is just loaded release. Here's another one I picked up this month. This is What the Peepers Saw with Britt Ekland, and this is one of those films that you just aren't going to see people making this type of film today. It basically stars Britt Ekland as a mother that's inherited. She married into this family. This guy's got a son, lost his mother under strange circumstances, and the 12-year-old boy in this and Britt Ekland have a bizarre, strange, almost incestual relationship. Crazy stuff. Great film. Finally got around to watching Laid to Rest. It's okay. It's an okay slasher film. I give it a 6 out of 10. This has an audio commentary track. Filling out my Bela Lugosi Blu-rays, and this is The Corpse Vanishes in Bowery at Midnight. The quality of the print is probably the best you're going to get, I think, unless they do a full restoration. But I'll be honest with you. The PQ is good, the resolution is fantastic, but there's still all the blemishes, speckling, and marks on the film print are maintained. So you do have some spots where it's got some obvious problems. But as far as the overall picture quality, it's as good as I think you're going to get. Here's a classic film I think everybody should have in their collection, and this is an awesome release. I'll probably do a separate video of this. The Lost World, 1925. Yeah, this is a Black Hawk, Flicker Alley, Lobster collaboration. Great film. Great special features. It's got some shorts by Willis O'Brien, audio commentary, deleted scenes. This is a story in and of itself. I'm going to go ahead and do a separate review of this. 1950s Tobar the Great, which is kind of a rip-off of Robbie the Robot. Fun little film. Cute. Richard Harlan Smith does the audio commentary track. He's always interesting to listen to. One of my favorite drive-in animal horror films, Grizzly. This is a Severin release, and this has been the subject of some discussion on YouTube because apparently Severin was going to release a brand new restored print and then backed out at the last minute. Not sure all the details, but I will tell you this. I watched the featurette, and I really have no issue with it. The picture quality is fantastic. I really don't have any complaints. Here's a Larry Fessenden monster movie, kind of a rip-off of Jaws. It's a big monster in a lake. It's fun movie. It's got a 90-minute behind-the-scenes making of the film and an audio commentary track. Here's a $2 purchase from Hamilton Books, Bigfoot, The Lost Tapes, and it was worth $2. This is a great example of found footage that's gives found footage a bad name because it's all build up and no payoff. Terrible movie. Now here's a found footage film that's outstanding. Troll Hunter. If you haven't seen Troll Hunter, I highly suggest you pick this up. It is an outstanding found footage film. This is the way found footage should be done, in my opinion. And this is a nice release. It's got deleted scenes, blooper trailers, visual effects behind the scenes. I loved it. Love Troll Hunter. Last but not least, The Bat People. This is a Shout Factory release, and it's got the Mystery Science Theater 3000 episode, It Lives by Night. This is kind of a 70s TV. I believe it was made for TV. It's cheesy and American International film. You know, it's not a great film. I give it a 5.5 out of 10, but it's fun. You got to be in the right mood for it. All right, guys, that's going to do it for my March update. Appreciate you watching. Feel free to leave any comments below. Thanks.